Well, we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are tuning in from. My name is Angeline Constantino, and I am the founder, coach, and podcaster of Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. So welcome to the broadcast today. Today, I am going to be having a live conversation with my good friend, with my good superwoman friend, Pam Phillips. But before we get into that, please like and subscribe to my Let's Break the Silence on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all of the other live streams. Okay? So, and also please check out our website. The latest new episodes are already uploaded on my podcast. So please check out www.letsbreakthesilence.com. And if you are watching live on my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, and the link is in the bio. So, all righty, everyone. So, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Angeline. So today I am going to be bringing on my good friend, Pam Phillips, and she is truly an amazing woman, So after a long history of abuse in childhood and domestic violence and the loss of her daughter from cancer, Pam went on a spiritual journey of rediscovering who she is. She is now a Reiki healer, and she is on a spiritual journey of good health and healing. Her purpose is to help others calm their minds and reconnect to their hearts by using various meditations and Reiki energy healing. So, without further ado, here's Pam.
Hey, thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Oh, you're welcome. And how are you doing today?
Fabulous. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much. You look great. Must be warm in Arizona.
It is. It's still warm. We're hitting our winter time, but we're still right around the 60s and 70s.
Well, that's nice. It was 39 degrees this morning when I woke up.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm kind of allergic to cold.
Oh, okay.
That's what I tell myself.
Arizona, Well, Pam, it's so great to have you here.
Well,
so
thank you.
Before we get started, everyone, please smash the heart button. Share this live out with someone who needs to hear this message, because Pam has really made great strides. I've known Pam. I think we've known each other for how long? About a year and a half?
Yeah, almost 2 years for sure.
Almost 2 years. I know time flies, doesn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, time flies. So, yes, I know Pam, and I know that she has made great strides. So, please share this live out, and please smash the heart button. And that same thing goes for YouTube. So, if you're on my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe and share it out. All right. So, let's, before we get started, Patty is tuning in from New Jersey. So, please let us know where you're tuning in from so we can give you a proper shout out. Hello, beautiful sister Melissa. Hi. How are you?
Thank you, Melissa.
Live. Hi. Yes, of course, I know you're live. And this is Hassan. Okay. Well, nice to meet you. We're also broadcasting live on my Let's Break the Silence Facebook page. So please go like that page, and we are there as well. All right. So, Pam, I have a question to ask you. The audience wants to know, they want to know, who is Pam Phillips? Who is Pam?
Well, Pam Phillips used to be a very withdrawn, self-loathing, just really abused, because she didn't know her way in the world, because she was abused as a child and then took that trauma into her marriage that also became very toxic. Mm-hmm. But she's on a self-discovery of finding out who she is, and she's an empath, and she wants to heal herself and use what her experience is about that, and to help. And it's not like I went looking for Reiki. It just kind of called me, and I just love the energy. I've always been able to feel other people's energy in the room. Mm-hmm. And I think that stems from the trauma So I learned to feel my way into a room as an empath. So I've always been in tune to the energy. So it just makes the natural sense that I look to Reiki for healing for myself, as well as helping using that energy to help others.
Well, that's great. That is some transformation, I can tell you. What were the strategies that you implemented in order to go from that pain that you had in your life? What were the strategies? Did you take courses? What were the strategies that you implemented?
Oh boy.
Where you are now. I mean, I know it's
first, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
First, I had to acknowledge that the pain was there, because for so long I just pushed it down. You know, one trauma after another, I just pushed it down until it just came back up. And I just prayed one day and I said, God, it can't be like this forever. I need help. So I had to ask for help. And then next thing I know, other people within the spiritual realm, doing business. And I was it felt scary at first, but I know I had to take that first step to healing. So it started with me. I first acknowledging that I had the pain, and learning how to heal the pain. And I started with meditations. And it's basically a practice of quieting your mind and really connecting to yourself. And I started with just basic meditations on, a basic Google or YouTube search, and I just found one, and I just started doing that. And then over time, it got longer, and I got better, and I got into guidance, and I got more deeper with my meditations. And I went to, I found another lady doing it. Her name is Anya, and she was doing it at the level I wanted to do it at. And so she had a 5-day free event. So I initially joined that, not knowing what I was getting myself into and what kind of world I was opening myself up for.
Right.
And it was the piece. It was the puzzle piece I had been searching for my entire life. And I finally found my spiritual soul family, and I began just kind of diving through, and she got me into the EF tapping. That's just tapping on your meridians on your chakras.
Okay.
And deeper healing. And she introduced me to inner child work and shadow work. And if you think it's fun, it's not. It's really, really addressing every trauma in your life. For me, I had a lot going clear back from childhood, clear to adulthood. Like the metaphor is peeling back the layers of an onion. I had to address and really sit in it. And because like before, I used to choke it down until it just eventually come back up and be worse. But sitting with that energy of that emotion of that trauma, and then learning to release it. So I'm right now in a 1-year mentorship with her and an amazing group of powerful women that are just learning how to truly heal. And now I am starting and getting on TikTok and doing more. So because I want to share what I've learned. As soon as I learn it, I want to share that, because I want other people to heal from the energy of it. Reiki isn't, some people hear Reiki and they're like, ew, what is that?
What is that, right?
It's energy healing, and it's just, we all have it within us. It's just a matter if we get attuned to it. So I've been attuned to level 1, level 2, and 3. And so I am a Reiki master, but I'm staying more with the level 1 right now until I get enough practice under me. So, because with that, I do a lot of breath work. That is just basically just bringing your awareness to only your breath work and shutting out the world. And I can do up to 45 minutes per day.
Wow.
Just sitting in deep thought. And if I break it down to 20 minutes in the morning and then 20 minutes at night before bed. And then I listen to various meditation frequencies, just to kind of keep me in that vibration as I sleep, so that when I wake up, I always want to wake up fully rested and stuff, because I had, a lot of trauma, and I'm still going through it. And So I know from experience how hard it is and how painful it can be.
Right.
But I also know how beautiful it is when you finally break out of that. So I found the better means of my true healing through Reiki. And now I want to bring it to my audience and help them as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is so wonderful. Because I know that at first when I practiced meditation, I had trouble relaxing. So are there any tips that you can give for a woman, especially when, women who have come out of domestic violence or are transitioning out of some sort of abuse? How can they relax? I mean, because like some have come to me and they said they can't relax during meditation. They've tried it and they can't do it. So any suggestions?
Yeah, for me, it was so hard. There was so much chatter up in my head. I mean, I was like, if I could do 5 minutes, but I just kept, it's a routine. It's not an easy thing. I would recommend for anyone beginning and trying to come out of that trauma, first be in a safe place. That you cannot heal in the same space that you got trauma. You have to get out of that space. And then once you're in a safe space and you can quiet your mind for even 5 minutes, because I started for 5 minutes because it was difficult. It was really difficult because so much emotion come up, and I kept getting distracted. So for me, it was breath work.
Okay.
It was, I had to focus more on my in breath and my out breath, and my in breath and my out breath. And every time my mind wandered, I would have to sit with the thought for a little bit and release it. My dad was very abusive to me. So I had to sit with some of the things that he said or did, or the feeling of it, and let it go. Because I was hanging on so tight to all of that. And if you're not willing to let go of the emotion from the pain, it stays with you. So I recommend 5 minutes per day. Everyone has 5 minutes a day. You just got to find that quiet time where it's uninterrupted time. I like to sit in a dark, quiet room. Because I have a lot of pets around here because I live with my son. So he has 2 little dogs, and I have a dog, and they have 2 cats. So,
okay.
So yeah, that's kind of a new thing that happened. So I literally just go in there and I do that. And like I said, I do it in the morning, and now I'm up to 45 minutes per day. I can sit in one sitting. I mostly lay down because I have 2 herniated discs in my back because I have a previous auto accident I had.
Right.
And so I don't do a lot of sitting on the floor because it's just hard. So you can sit or lie down, whatever is comfortable. But for Reiki, it is recommended that you sit with your spine erect so that you can open up all of your chakras so the energy can, and with your feet flat on the floor. No fingers crossed or anything, because if you cross your legs, it blocks your channels.
Got it. Okay.
So you don't need to start with Reiki. I never did, and I don't know if I would recommend that because it's a deeper practice. So I would recommend 5 minutes, and you could just I did guided meditations, and I looked for 5-10 minute ones, and it just kind of, it will walk you through. At some point I will do my own guided meditations, but I'm more focused on the Reiki part right now. So what I would recommend is a guided meditation, just beginning, whatever trauma it is that you're trying to heal.
Right.
Look that up and do a guided one, and do no more than 5 minutes. And I would stay with it for about 30 days until you can finally start relaxing, because it took me a long time. It took me several months to get even 5 minutes. It was hard. Yeah, because there was so much emotion, and it is important that when the emotion comes up from whatever trauma you're trying to heal, that you don't fight it. You release it. You got to go, okay, I'm going to acknowledge that time in my life sucked, but I release it, because the more you do, the more lighter you feel, and the more, because it was such a heavy feeling carrying all that trauma around. And I so I would recommend doing that. And then at some point when the person's ready, look for deeper meditations, because because it's going to take some inner child work or shadow work to really, really do some deeper dive healing. So that's what I would recommend.
Okay, good. That is good because, it can be hard for someone who is coming out of trauma to, to relax, even for 5 minutes. So what I do is my quiet place is in my living room. The fireplace is on at this time of year. So when I wake up early in the morning, I do 15 minutes of guided meditation. And when I first started, I could only do 5 minutes because my
it's hard.
mind was just going and going and going, so actually, and so I'm glad I was able to work my way up to 15 minutes. And now I could just like sometimes I'll cry. And I think I know what that is. That's like a breakthrough is happening or a breakdown is happening. And I guess I'm reaching my heart because that happened to me a couple of days ago. I was crying, but it's tears of joy. It's not, I'm not sad. Just.
Right. Really. Right. When I first started, it was tears of pain. It was let go of years of holding on to that dang pain of what my father was very abusive. I was also molested by 3 family members, and I had to. There's 5 Reiki principles, and one of them is I will not be angry. So I cannot hang on to that anger. I release with love. So I look at other people doing it at the level that I want to.
Right.
One of my favorite ones is Gabby Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back. And she teaches in there, look at everything with love, but you also got to address, where is this fear coming from? Because I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm not, and I never will be. But when those feelings come up, I'm learning to let it go, surrender more, because I've been in more controlling. Like, I'm tough. I can only be tough for so long until I just hit that breaking point. And so you got to teach yourself to relax and let those feelings come up. And then till eventually, now if I do cry, it's because I'm happy. I'm like, I enjoy that. I am finally getting healing, and I didn't know I could find it in this way. And it doesn't have to be, like foo-foo magic. It's not. It's just a deeper energy of healing, and that's kind of what I was seeking.
Wow.
And I finally have found that.
See that? Wow, that is amazing. And I just, what I want to do? I want to read some of the comments. So Jackie Stockade is live from the United Kingdom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hi, Jackie. Always great to see you. Amazing. I have a person who does the Reiki. And she said, think we all need this. Yes, actually, we do need all this. We do, absolutely. The inner child shadow work and the EFT are all amazing to do. So,
yes.
She tagged someone. Okay, Lynn Crawford. Wow, didn't know that about the leg crossing. I didn't know either. Okay, releasing is hard. I agree. It is. But once you do it, it's out.
Yes, forgive yourself. Yes.
Forgive yourself, exactly.
That was hard. I'm glad she brought that up. Yes, that was so hard. I could forgive so many people. The hardest person to forgive was me. That was the hardest, to forgive me.
Forgive, exactly. That's the toughest part. Same with me. I had to forgive myself and then learn to love myself all over again.
Yes.
It's a process.
Oh, it definitely is. It's an ongoing process. It's not one and done. You got to continuously do it.
Exactly. Oh, Jackie said you are amazing. Yes, she is amazing, Jackie.
Thank you.
Rebecca, okay, I know Rebecca Adams. Okay, she's tagging people. Yeah, feel free to tag.
Oh, look, Shelly.
Shelly Walker. And hi. And we are not to blame. Correct. Absolutely. Well, this is incredible. So what Anya teaches you, as far as the EFT tapping, how often do you do that?
Mondays. I mostly do it on Mondays because I get in my group, because I have Monday and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but I'm mostly able to jump on Mondays because I'm really trying to keep my energy centered.
Right.
I'm trying to do that. But you started out here at, you start that and you start saying whatever it is. If you're trying to heal money wounds, if you're trying to heal child, whatever wounds you're trying to heal, you just start it here and activate. And then you would tap your top of your head, sides of your eye, or sorry, tops of your eye, then sides of your eyes, and then over here, and then on your tap it down here, side here, and here. And then you just repeat until, because you start with the limited thinking of it until you bring it around to the limitless possibilities of it. And then you take a deep breath in and you release. And it's EFT is basically almost the same thing as Reiki, other than I use basic symbols, and I got a lot of crystals that I work with because they have different healing properties. So I'm learning the crystals and stuff like that, and I do a lot of sage burning, because sage will actually cleanse the negativity. So I'm getting into a lot of that stuff too.
Wow, that's great. And a friend of mine, she called me on Monday, and she's on TikTok, and she told me that she definitely wants to get into crystals. So she wants to get into that, but she doesn't know where to start. So if someone is wanting to get into that, where do they start? Are there resources?
My first crystal was a clear quartz, and I would recommend crystals have very powerful properties, and they choose you. They call to you, and not every crystal is meant to you. And once you go, I would recommend her going to a crystal shop and just really feeling the energy, because we all have that energy in our hands, whether you believe it or not. It's just a matter of how you harness it and use it. And so for me, this is my black tourmaline. I use this is my stone. It goes with me everywhere I go. It's my protector. Wow. So I keep this one with me. If I go to the store, it's with me. So it's sitting right next to my laptop. It's always, it's my prominent one. And and then I got this is my citrine, and this one also gets rid of negativity. It's also for abundance and prosperity. So which is cool. When you buy one, you need to sit with it for a while with your eyes closed. And you'll either get a good vibe off of it, that it's for you, meant for you, or not. And if you don't, put it back. It's not for you. Because even if you buy it and you take it home, because I have bought crystals and in the beginning, and I've had my first crystal I got which was that clear quartz. I bought it like 10 years or more ago. That was my first crystal. So I started getting into crystals way before Reiki. And then that's how I started learning about energy. And then when my daughter had cancer the second time, we started having an energy healer come in to go over all of her chakras. And she would feel great after, because her tumor was in her spine. So it was a lot of effort for my daughter to get up out of bed, and because I put a lot of pressure. So after she would get the Reiki healing, one of the dogs. And I did warn you, I had 3 dogs.
Okay, reality.
But after that, she would just feel fantastic. And so it kind of piqued my curiosity. I lost my daughter about 4 years ago in June this year.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I feel her all around me, and I can finally talk about her without Niagara Falls coming out of my eyes, because it was very painful watching her just slip away. But I now understand that, and we're all energy. So our energy is always up there recreating and stuff. So I know she's here with me, helping me with my Reiki practice. So
she's with you.
She definitely is. So with crystals, I would recommend the clear quartz. And if you need more clarity, I would talk to one of the crystal shop owners. They have incredible insight. I know with all the crystals I buy,
right,
they'll give me instructions on how to properly use them, and they'll even send home a little paper in kind of telling you what it does. And that you got to set your intentions once you get them home, because you got to attune them to you, because you don't know how many people went into that crystal shop and touched them. So they're not just, you don't come home and go, oh, I've got a crystal, I'm going to use it. It's not like that. You got to sit more with your crystal and set your intentions. And what do you intend it to do for you? What do you intend for it to do for the other person? And make sure that you're setting good intentions for it, and make sure that's what it's intended for in the first place. And then they're going to be attuned to your energy. It's the same thing if you ever got tarot cards. You've got to set your intentions with them. Exactly. They got to pick up. I don't have tarot cards, but I know a lot of people that do travel a lot of circles where they do have tarot cards. They have to do the same thing. They have to get them attuned, those cards attuned to them. So that way, when the cards are calling to them and they're coming out, they're doing one for like a general one versus a personal one, that they're pulling the right card for that person.
I understand. Okay, good. Yes. I don't do tarot cards, but I totally understand what you're saying. So let's go through some of the comments again. We had a whole bunch of people watching, and guilt and shame are some of the emotions we feel. I think she wants to be all on the end. Yeah. Okay. Right. Rebecca says use candles too, and then have a shower, and the positive water washes it all away. Wow. See?
Yes. In fact, on the full moon, I made me some moon water. And what it is you set full moon means you write down things that you are releasing, getting rid of, no things that no longer serve you anymore.
There you go.
But then you get a jar of water and you write down things you want to call in, and then you fold that paper up and you fold it towards you. When you are trying to release, you fold the paper away from you, and you burn that on the night of the full moon. But with the stuff you're calling in, you fold it towards you, and then you put that paper underneath the jar of water overnight, and then you drink that water. That's also when because crystals only work for so long, because they pick up energies too. So you gotta recharge them. So I recharge them under the full moon as well.
Oh, good. That's good. And Jackie says, I believe it. And I have one of those off my mom that has worked a few times. Yes. So sorry about your daughter. Okay. It's an awful thing right now. My mom passed away 4 years ago. She wanted to go live with the Lord in February, But I know that my mom and your daughter are with us right now. We're doing this broadcast, and they're very proud of us. So, was her name? I guess
my daughter's name was Faith.
Beautiful name.
She was, disclaimer, she was my stepdaughter. I raised her from the age of 2 till the age of 18 when she passed.
Oh.
So.
Oh my God.
Wow. But I consider her my daughter. I never once thought of her as a stepchild. She was mine. And in fact, I still have a great relationship with my other stepdaughter. And we have a fantastic relationship.
That's great. That's awesome. That's important. Yes, we absorb energy. That's true. And lovely dame you are, and always will be her mom. There we go. Jackie's a great person. She's a beautiful person.
Right. I'm also friends with her mom too.
Oh, good.
So we follow the same circles and stuff like that. So it's kind of, and it's kind of funny because when we were, when I was married, I also got a divorce around the same time. Because of it. So cancer doesn't just affect the person; it affects the relationship. So it just changed him. It changed him enough to where I didn't feel the connection energy. So I had to end it. Just was not a good relationship. So wasn't physical abusive, but he just started talking down to me as if it was my fault with the cancer. So sometimes you have to release that stuff because it
You have to release
doesn't serve you.
I agree. That's something that I had to work on too.
Right.
So I didn't know Anya 2 years ago, but 2 years ago I took an intensive. And I had to release that, release those blockages. And it's not easy.
Yeah, you have to clear those blockages, and you have to just one by one, layer by layer by layer, and just clear them. Because you can't fully, when you've got a blocked chakra, you're going to have, say you got your throat, you're going to have sore throats, you're going to not be able to talk. This is your truth. This is your truth when you're speaking. You got to keep that one open. Your heart, you want to make sure that it's open at all times.
Right.
So I'm continuously working on my chakras because now that I understand, I was kind of contributing to the blockage because because when you're holding on to it, you're keeping it blocked.
Right. That's the problem. So it's important to release it.
Yeah.
It's important to release it. Lovely Damon, you were always able to see her mom, and she said, I am too emotional, Jackie. Patty, she's right. Biology doesn't always make a mom. True. That's very true.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right. It affects us all in different ways. You are both amazing women. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
So we can go help others. But in order to help others, and we talked about this, you have to heal first.
Yes. I have constantly work on myself because I still get sucked into that, and I have to remind myself I'm not there anymore. I'm not that scared little girl. I'm not in that traumatic place where I once was. I'm not that abused one, because my first husband, he was very physically abusive to me, and compelled with 4 children in the picture. It was not good.
Not good is right. Not good is right. Oh, you know what Dorothy said? She said sometimes she feels cursed. LOL.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, I'm like,
Who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't? Right.
I was starting to feel like, whatever I did was going to turn to lead. And now I'm just, as I'm healing, I'm realizing I'm good. I'm not cursed. It's just a matter of where you are in your healing process. It's definitely a process. You've got to go through it. And it's, like I said, it's not a one and done thing. It's a continuous thing of trying to heal what it is. And instinctively, if you really acknowledge it, what it is. It's just a matter of, are you willing to go through that? Because it's not fun. It's often, and I've learned going through what I'm going through, I've lost a lot of friends because they all think I'm cuckoo. But I am being who I'm supposed to be. So, it is, things are meant to be. Some people are meant to come in your life for a little bit and stay, and some are meant to go. And that's for my best and highest good.
That's happened to me too. I've lost some people who I thought were friends, but they're not my friends anymore. But I've gained new friends and a new family. So this is just, this is as you're moving up. So as you're moving up in your life, those friends that supported you initially, they may not support you now because they know that you're moving up and they feel threatened because they want to keep you at like this level and you're up here.
Right. I know at one time, even during 2020, I had some of my friends come back and try to pull me back into the 9-to-5 job I used to have.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, why I don't even live in the same state, but they wanted me to go back. But so perfect example, they wanted to pull me back down because they want to see the version of me. One of my mentors gave me the nickname Pam Bam. So it kind of stuck. It's not a name that I chose, but it kind of was forced upon me, and I like it. I'm Pam Bam, and I'm a Reiki healer, and I want to heal it was one person at a time. I want to heal the world. That I got great dreams, and that's what I want to do. One person at a time. I want to heal because I think it's like the Beatles song, "All We Need Is Love." That's me. I want to spread it as much, and if I have to do it through my energy,
there you go.
Here I am.
There you go. There you are. There you are. Oh my God, you are amazing. You are amazing. And Patty says we are constantly working on healing ourselves, which is true. And things go on around me, but I am affected by it and get drawn into the energy.
Jackie, I would suggest maybe you should do some shielding meditation so that will kind of put like a thin barrier. It's shielding meditation. There's all kinds of gurus that are doing it on YouTube. That will help block that out because you have so much going on around you. I instructed one of the kids that's in my private Facebook group to do that because he's got a lot of stuff going on in his. Wow. And he's young, so he's got a lot of stuff going on. So I've been instructing him to kind of. So I found the videos and I just shared them with him so that he could start healing because he's got a lot of trauma. So I would try that. Look for some shielding meditation so that you can protect your energy.
There you go. I like that, and I wrote it down myself.
Because once you learn to shield your energy, people aren't. Because I'm an empath, I naturally just absorb people's energy that are not my own. So that, and then being a Reiki master on top of that, I really got to do a lot of that to make sure that, and that's partly why I carry this stone around to kind of trying to ensure that I'm not absorbing other people's energies. And that way, when I am trying to help someone, my energy is going to where it needs to be going, and rather than here, there, everywhere. And so I'm learning to choose where my energy goes. Good. If someone ever speaks to me unkind, I choose not to answer them because I'm not given the energy. It's like the quote says, your energy goes where your focus, wherever your focus is at, your energy flows. Right. I'm not watering that grass anymore. I used to be the person that within 5-minute radius of me, my sob story. Poor pity me, pat me on the back. I'm not that person anymore. And I don't want to have that kind of person unless they're seeking some inner healing. Exactly. So try that, Jackie, and that may help you so that you're not absorbing other people's energies.
Which is a good idea. Good idea. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you, Patty. Thank you. And thanks. Oh, awesome.
Oh, thank you.
We'll implement or just walk away. But Jackie, I know Jackie.
For sure. But sometimes, like for me, I was not able to walk away. Being married with 4 kids, it was not something I couldn't just walk away. And being a victim of child abuse, I honestly, it's going to sound weird, but I thought it was normal.
See?
I absolutely, I didn't think anything the way he was treating me, the black eyes and the bruises and stuff, I didn't think that was wrong. I am a huge Oprah Winfrey lover, and it was one of her episodes she had, and she didn't do a lot of these type of episodes, but she had on of a woman in my situation, and I realized, what, it's not normal, it's abuse. I had no idea, and I just sobbed. And I knew, and I had to tell my mom. My mom always suspected something was going on. I finally confessed to my mom, and then I eventually got the courage and grabbed my children and left. But it's not an easy thing to just pick up and walk away. So, I've had a lot of people tell me that, why don't you just get out? Well, it's not that easy. Things are so intertwined. And when you got children, and then you got the father, you feel like you're the bad person because you're taking them away from him. And it's hard to get someone from the outside to understand that.
Exactly.
You think you're doing the right thing, or at least I did. I thought I was doing the right thing by staying because I didn't want to take them away from the dad, and I wanted to keep a roof over their head. And I I thought I couldn't do it by myself because I only had a high school education. And it took me a long time to get out of that. Then I jumped into a second marriage, and he had 2 kids, and we raised each other's children together. We didn't have any between us, but we raised each other's children. And then eventually he turned on me. So it's not easy. And then we had a real estate business together. And so everything was so intertwined. It's not like you could just get out. It took me 10 years in the first one and 15 in the other one. But those are some of the traumas I'm working through still,
right,
as a Reiki master, so that I can be the best version of Pam Bam, so that I can help really heal another person because I went through it and I heal.
Exactly. Yes, I can't walk away, but I could go for a walk with the calmer. It's also last things to grow up. Yes, it also is how we were raised in the past.
Right. Getting out for a walk it's a form of grounding. I don't wear shoes a lot. Well, benefits of living in Arizona, but I never was one of those kids that wore shoes very often anyway. So I was already kind of in tune, but just walking and putting your feet in the grass or the sand or the water, that's a form of grounding. And I do that as often as I can. Another form of grounding is Epsom salt soaks. And, you could just get in there and just deep breath, just take a few deep breaths. I do a box breath where I breathe in, and I have that on my private one. We breathe in for 4 seconds and hold 4 seconds, release for 4 seconds, and then you just repeat that 4 times.
Yes, I've done that.
That's just elementary meditations that you can start with to kind of get more grounding. And, if you can't totally walk away from the situation, but yes, definitely you can go for a walk out in nature, because that's a form of grounding in itself.
Sure it is. You have nothing else to think about. Like in a few minutes, after we wrap this up, I'm going to be heading out to lunch, and I can sit outside and eat.
Right. I love being outside. I love every morning I wake up to the sound of birds. They're always all kinds of different birds. They're always chirping. We got wild rabbits running around here.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
And man, are they fast.
Yes. Ogmania, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Ogmania. We are made to believe we can't. True.
Absolutely. We are conditioned to believe we can't.
Right.
And that brings me to another point. Yeah, that was one of the hardest things I had to learn, is unlearning all the stuff that I was taught as a child. Because it was all backwards or messed up, and I was taught that women should be in the house and not have a job. And
I was taught the same thing. Being that I was Greek, same thing, but nope.
Mm-hmm.
I love the rain. I love the rain too. So
I love the rain too.
Right, conditioning, but we can change it though. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
There's tools and resources, and what Pam talked about today. You have to unlearn all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God rest my mom's soul, sometimes she would say you can't do it.
Right.
Or my dad, he would say the same thing. You're not going to make it. I mean, that's not the right thing to say.
No, my mom, she's awesome. She's a badass. I lost my stepdad about 8 years ago. He had a pulmonary. My mom went to wake him up, and he was unresponsive. And so I watched her heal, and man, she was like a really, don't want to be disrespectful to my mom, but she was just in that belief of that she couldn't do anything. And now my mom she's not even the same woman. And she changed religions, and I'm like, I don't even know where it come from, but she now tells me where she used to tell me I can't. Follow your heart. I believe in you. I don't understand everything you're doing, but I believe in you and I love you. So
that's a big change. That's huge.
People say that by me healing, I'm energetically healing my family, because trauma did not just affect me, it affected my children, because even though it may not have happened to them directly,
Right.
them witnessing it, hearing it, being around the vibration and energy of it affected them.
Okay.
But the last straw for me was my ex had laid his hands on my 1 and 3-year-old boys. And because I was in so much denial, even though I was wearing his love. But the last straw for me, when I came home from work and seeing them, my 1 and 3-year-old sons, that's what triggered me to wake up.
Wow. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Sometimes that's what it takes. It's just, that trigger. So, you know what I would like to do? We're coming up to the top of the hour. Oh, Jackie said I'm coming up to being 50 in a couple of months. You can change. If I can do it, Jackie, you can.
It doesn't matter when you start your journey, Jackie. Just as much as you start, and you just have total and complete faith that you will get healed. You'll get through it.
You will get healed, Jackie. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And for those of you who are tuning in today, or for those of you who are going to be catching the replay, you can heal. You can. You can heal from trauma. And don't let anyone tell you that otherwise, because you can heal from trauma. So in closing, any closing thoughts, Pam? And also, where can people reach you?
Closing thoughts.
Yeah.
I guess I would say that we all have different types of traumas in our life. It's just a matter of when you're ready to admit that you have them, and when you're ready to step into that you ask for help. That was my biggest thing, that I never asked for help, because I was trained that if you want something done, you got to do it right. You got to do it yourself. That's not true. There's so many people doing it at the levels that you need. And I'm here if you want some guidance and help, because that's what I do. You can find me on Facebook at Pam Phillips, or at Success with Pam, and you can also find me on TikTok, as well as my private Facebook group, Inner Transformations.
Okay.
All you have to do is answer a few questions to get into my private group. That is just a group just built around Reiki, meditations, and healing.
Okay.
And so if that's what you want and need, please look for me there. And at some point, I will get my YouTube channel up and running, and my podcast. But right now, those are my 3 mediums. If you want to look for me there, I'm happy to if you need to reach out. I do have also a health and wellness company that I work with, because I believe everything I do, mind, body, and soul, you have to be physically healthy as well as mentally and spiritually. You need all 3 to be complete and whole.
That's true. That is true. That is true. So everyone, here's the success. You can reach Pam on Facebook and TikTok, and also her private Facebook group, which is Inner Transformation Healing from Your Trauma and Connecting to Your Heart. I love the name of the group.
Oh, thank you. Because I am still learning the Reiki, I am offering to the first 30 people a free 20-minute session with Reiki.
Oh, good. So did you hear that, everyone? A free 20-minute Reiki session with Pam. So take her up on it. Please take her up on it. All right, everyone. So I am going to end the broadcast right now. I just want to thank Pam here for being a guest on my podcast. I'm really, really proud of you, Pam. Really proud of your accomplishments and your journey on, your self-development journey. It is like you've rediscovered yourself. And
absolutely. I had to fall back in love with myself again too, on top.
There you go.
And can I say, I'm a huge fan of you. I love your journey as well. And I'm always going to be a fan, and I'm always going to follow you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to follow each other. And, it's great that women are collaborating. I just want to say one thing. Yeah.
We are powerful beings. And it's not just a man's world. It's an everybody world.
It is. It is. Things have shifted in the last year. And I see, especially with women are collaborating more and more. And
Yeah.
that's really good to see that.
I think we're understanding our power and our worth, and we're finally just coming out of the kitchen, and we're coming into our own power and our own right, and we know it. We're incredible people. We women we're powerful, and
We're powerful.
the thing is, we always have been. We just realize it now.
We just realize it now. Right. Exactly. Exactly. So Jackie said, thank you both. Patricia with a big heart. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. Appreciate that. You are awesome. And power in numbers. And there's here. Hi, Todd. Hello from Massachusetts. Nice to meet you. Oh, good. I guess you both know each other.
Yes, Todd's been following me for quite a while. He's another one you should be following. He's fantastic at what he does, and yes, he's from Massachusetts.
I will definitely follow you. And very nice to meet you, and thank you for taking the time to watch the live broadcast. So this podcast episode will be uploaded very soon on my Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. So you can find me, like, and subscribe on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the live streaming. And there are new episodes available, including this one, which will be uploaded by next week. Just go to letsbreakthesilence.com and oops, okay, I think the signal went down for a second. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm going to end the broadcast now. Pam, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And please stay at the end, okay? Everyone, have a great day. And if you're watching the replay, just let us know by hashtagging replay. Bye.